सो हाय भारती।
हेलो सर।
ओके, सो सबसे पहले तो आपका स्वागत है परफेक्ट इंस्टीट्यूट के इस ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल पर। और हमारे व्यूअर्स जानना चाहते हैं आपकी जर्नी के बारे में, जैसे कि उन्होंने थंबनेल पे देखा है। सो वो जानना चाहते हैं कि आपकी जर्नी कैसी रही इंग्लिश सीखने की, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग और बहुत सारे, आई वुड से दैट मैक्सिमम जो पर्सन है इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं, उनका पर्पस यही है कि कैसे वो भी इंग्लिश बोलना सीख सकते हैं अगर उनको नहीं आती है तो। आज हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें शेयर करने वाले हैं उनके साथ। सो गाइस, दिस इज भारती एंड शी हैज़ completed her graduation and now she is preparing for the UPSC examination। आज हम जानेंगे क्या इंग्लिश इनके लिए थी, क्या है और कैसे इंग्लिश इनके लिए हेल्प करेगी इन फ्यूचर। So Bharti, again you're welcome in this official YouTube channel of Perfect Institute। Okay, so tell me about your life, a little bit your life, that how many family members are in your family, and you know that before coming here, what do you think about English in your village or in your area? What do you think about the English?
So, included me, there are 5 members: my father, mother, and my brother, and my grandmother, and me. So, what I'm trying to say is, in my area, they all think in about English in very negative way. They always, when they speak, tell me, where are you going? I usually say I am going to Perfect Institute, and they ask me, so what coaching do you take there? I say, what I'm trying to say is, I took coaching of English speaking. So they always say, you studied in private school and you don't know how to speak in English, and in college your major subject was also English, and now you are doing the MA and your subject is English and you don't know how to speak. So I sometimes I feel embarrassed and disappointed, but now I didn't answer their questions, so that's it.
Okay, yeah, because you know that the people actually, it is in their mind that a person who has done, you know, that masters in any subject, they think that वो ना कुछ भी कर सकता है, he can do or she can do anything, but it is not the reality actually. He is the master in that particular subject, right? In your case, that your major subject is also English, so that's why you know that they ask such kind of question. But it's not the reality that the person who is doing MA in English, so he or she could be can speak in English right fluently. So it is not the case actually. I have done you know that MBA, but even after doing MBA, working in you know the multinational companies, after working in multinational companies, I was not able to speak in English, right? So because you know that time I didn't know how to speak in English. So there are many you know that circumstances or situation because that you know that didn't help you in your school time or college time to learn how to speak in English. So Bharti, because yeah, you were you have completed your, I think, graduation from college, and also your schooling unit is you know completed from private schools. So why the most of the people they send their children to private school? What is the reason behind it? What?
It's a good question. So we must send our children to private school. Why? Because in private school they get the knowledge of English, because in private school teacher force the student to speak in English, and they got also discipline there. So that's why in government school I also read 11th and 12th standard there. So that time in government school, all students speak in Hindi, and they sometimes they also use bad words. But in a private school, there are strictness to speaking in Hindi and using bad words. So in nursery to 10th standard, we must send our children to private school, because they get more knowledge there, and they also get knowledge in government school. So that's why.
Okay, so related to English actually, how? Okay, right, because there is a thing in the you know the parents' mind that okay, if we send our children to private school, somewhere they know how to speak in English. I think it is also the reason they send their children to private school. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't you know that complete my 10th or plus 2 from private school. I complete all the things, all you know the graduation or all the things from Hindi medium. So that's why. But even after that, after sending the children to private school, the students are not able to speak in English. Why?
The reality is that the teacher only what I'm trying to say is they only focus on studies, that you should learn this. They only focus on grammar rules, but they didn't tell the solution how we can solve our mistakes. They always mark our mistakes, because when I study in 10th standard, my whole notebook is like
Full with the circle.
right. So teacher always told me that you can't do anything, so just learn the tenses rules. But they only mark. They didn't tell us how we can solve this in a proper way, in a very easy way. So that's why I think.
Okay, so now you have completed your level, right? Now you have completed the course. Now, what do you think that now if you learn grammar, so will you understand easily, that than earlier time?
So if I tell in when I come here, so in my first level, teacher told us that you should speak only. Don't focus on grammar rules. Whatever come in your mind, just say. So firstly, I feel nervous, shy. That how can I say this word? And words also not come in mind. But when we speak fluently and don't think about grammar, so I feel confident. And I think that grammar is not important to speak in English, because in speaking there are only 5% grammar is used. So I think so.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that because the grammar is, without grammar we can't speak any language. But yeah, there are many of the rules actually in grammar. So if we focus just on the grammar portion, so we will not able to speak in English, right? Because it's a language, or language starts from speaking actually, not from the grammar. That's why I would say that that grammar is not that much important as we think actually, people think. So yeah, we work on the grammar, but not the fully focus on the grammar when it comes to speaking. So that when you complete your first level, what were the things you learned from there?
So in first level, I learned to how to speak fluently. Don't focus on grammar, and in the end, I also learned some grammar rules, and it helped me a lot. So while I speak in English, so I don't think that much how I can say the word next to it. So firstly, some words are buffered in my mind. I confuse that how I can say this word in English. Sometimes I also translate, but this only for 1 or 2 days. Then I will become confident, and so I that's amazing in level 1.
Okay, so that okay. What now you are preparing for UPSC exam? How the English will help you there?
So I mostly hear that the UPSC syllabus is both Hindi and English, but the material is not required in Hindi that much, and in institute they also prefer to in English. So I also give my test in English and interview in also in English, because English is very essential, not in other countries but India also. So every person know how to speak in English, even shopkeeper know how to speak in English. So that's why English is very important.
Yeah, now these days I have seen that many of, because when I was in Delhi, or when I was in Chandigarh, I have seen that people are the people are well educated actually. They know how to speak, they understand English actually. That when I went to Chandigarh first time, so it was that terrible for me, because I was not able to speak English even 2 or 3 lines. So but that because these are the metro city or big cities, right? The ratio of the people that who speak English, they are like more than 80% people, right, of that city they speak. And but in Himachal, or in a small town just like a Jumnagar, the ratio is totally opposite, right? So I would say that hardly, I think, 5% of the people of Jugandhanagar, they speak in English. So I'm not saying that because we make mistake while speaking, we make mistake, but we should not afraid of the that mistakes, because when we make mistake, we work on that, definitely that we will improve. So learning, because learning is endless process. So Bharti, that suppose now you are from the village, okay? So you are preparing for UPSC. And also you said that your brother, I think, he is also preparing for UPSC. Okay. So tell me one more thing, that suppose now you can share your idea in English. You can like whatever is going on in your mind, you can share that thing too. So suppose if a person want to learn how to speak English, so what he or she should do?
So it's interesting question. If someone wants to learn in speak in English, so firstly, he or she would be have a confidence to speak in English. Don't think that a person will laugh at him. And what I'm trying to say is, if person demotivate us, so don't listen them, because I learned it from Lord Shri Krishna that ignore the haters, don't notice them, because Lord, what I'm trying to say is the haters give many names to Lord Krishna, but he accept the names and he ignore all ones. So if you learn the English, then boycott all the haters. So that's it.
Yeah, boycott all the haters, boycott all the people who try to pull your leg, right? So don't listen them, just focus on your that study, just focus on your practice. One day they will see that at what level right now you are, right? And you will be. What was the moment for you, especially when you think that okay, now I'm learning English?
Well, that's interesting question. So after 10 or 15 days, when I went here from to my home, then that time I speak with my brother in very confident way, and he also confused that you speak very well. So that movement for me very proudly, and I usually speak in English in home. So that day was very marvelous for me.
Okay, so it means you say that most of the time you speak in English.
Yes, sir.
So it means your parents, your family understand English?
Sometimes they understand, but they also try to speak in English. So they are all supportive of me.
Okay, so Bharti, thank you so much for coming here, and we learn many things, and also our viewers learn many of the things from you, that how they should start learning how to speak in English and what they should do. And guys, also if you are first time in our that YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so that you will get the notification for the videos, about the videos. Just we have that now we are doing that, we are recording, because you will see such kind of videos again and again, so that you can learn many of the things, right? So इसके अलावा बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम दे रहे हैं. सो आप लोगों के लिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लेकर के आने वाले हैं और लेकर के आ रहे हैं, तो इसलिए हमारे चैनल पे बने रहिएगा. एंड योर message for our viewers, any message, Bharti?
So my message is for you all that don't give up. If you think you are losing something, so believe in God, because God is everywhere. So don't lose your confidence. That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Bharti.
Thank you, sir.